think you'd make the same mistake twice, but right, so, I mean, anybody got any offers? I know Ian has, and I'm trying to put them off because I know what they are.
I've got gaudy tights.
Couple, beef.
Yeah, coupled with Brighton frock. And indeed possibly strangers on a tranny.
Jump in, please, free for all.
Lord Peter screws the body.
The nuns of Gaborone.
The telltale fart.
Susan, I think you're in danger of lowering the tone, which I honestly didn't think was possible.
This Derek Raymond's very dark novel of London life. I was Louis Suarez.
And there's the marvellous Mr. Ripley.
Thank you.
And there's...
Oh, sorry, I just thought...
Yes, well. Tiger in the Tank.
Well, I thought of it, I mean, there's been a lot of problems with Agatha Christie's very politically incorrect 10 Little Niggers from 1939, you see. And so it had to be reworked somehow. It has been several times. And I just thought the latest should be, and then there were nuns. Or alternatively, the 450 from Paddington with a replacement bus service from Chippenham. Murder on the Leyton Orient Express. South by Edith Head. I like that. Nobody got that.
Possible sequel to Moby Dick, Rogue Whale by Geoffrey Castle. And I noticed sometimes that if you just drop one letter, the things become really underwhelming. For example, the Da Vinci Cod.
I've got a wonderful description. I mean, that should be in blur.
I've got a fishy one. It was Georgette Hayer's gastronomic novel called Behold His Poisson.
You're clawing your way back slowly.
And then there's also The Daughter of Tim by Joseph.
Going back to food for a minute, I have a lovely meal on Friday. And haven't quite got over it, so I came up with a dark adapted ribeye, the name of the rosé, and standing in another man's gravy.
There's also The Egg and Cress Vial by Len Dayton, and Lady and the Cake by Raymond Chandler, and when you've finished and you're doing the washing up, The Skull Beneath the Sink by P.D. James.
Not forgetting the Odessophilia.
I've got Mrs. McGinty's Dead Drunk as usual.
I've got Miss Miller's Feeling for Snot.
Hey, come on, stop it, because he's getting onto his B list now.
I have the Malteser Falcon.
Oh,
It's a good book, indeed. And I also have the Big Sheep.
Now, I have to say, of the several hundred dozen entries that we had, Murder on the Orient Express was the most spoofed, and coming second was the Malteser Falcon, right? But we've got to pick between us, so I'll read out the most suitable, although some, I'm sorry, have been censored. No, oh yes, yes, no, keep that one for me. Right, Tinker, Tailor, Soldier, Family Liaison Officer. Death of a Witless Expert. Lord Edgware Diets. Right, The Infirm by John Grisham. Continental Breakfast Op by Dashiell Hammett. There are so many consonant gardeners, or you have to see that. Weevil Under the Sun. No, I'm sorry, these are disgusting. They really are, but they came to Shag Dad, is my favourite. It's the least offensive one on there, right? Smiley's Peepo, oh God, it's the same guy. The Incontinent Gardener, the Malteser Falcon, yes, again, but one of my personal favourites, Ripley's Game of Thrones. Right? Now, is there anything there you think worthy of a prize? Because we can't win it, so we have to give it.
Liaison officer.
Yeah? Yes, I have to say, I was taken with that.
Ripley's Game of Thrones might earn us a bonus point.
Yeah. It could.
Yeah, but it might not. Probably not.
But probably not.
No.
So, are we agreed on that? Tinker Tailor, Soldier Family Liaison Officer? Right, well, that will be the winner only on condition that Leanne Wells is in this room. Adrian will take care of you.
Second prize, surely.
Second, yes. I don't say that too often. Sorry. Right. Well,
Can I say one I prepared earlier?
yes.
Washing my fanny by gaslight.
It is a Sunday.
Actually, bearing that in mind and that we're all about to go home, are really terrifying by Patricia Highsmith, Strangers on a Replacement Bus Service.
Or the hurl on the train if you're in the pub or far too long.
Finished? Right, I just
I've
want...
got the,
Tiger Woods in the smoke.
Oh, God, I'm going to cope.
Go on, Guy.
You've done the...
I've got the quilter memorandum. I've not done the quilter memorandum yet. I've not done breast in view yet. You are right, I'm getting to a lemon in my view. I quite like a lemon in my view instead of a demon in my view. A place of elocution.
Not bad. I would like to thank, before any of them, just turn the sort of mics off. Before anybody starts up again, I'd like to thank wonderful ladies team, captained by Laura Wilson, probably victorious, if anybody's been keeping
Yes,
score.
they are, by 1 point.
And,
She's been keeping score.
well,
1 point.
Who asked you to? And I'm sorry.
You have to take the initiative.
You had to spoil it, didn't you? So, how many did they win by?
1 point. 29.5 to the men's 28.5.
Well, that's close enough.
The audience got 5 points, and you got 2.
Yeah, excuse me.
Right, well, thank you to the victorious ladies team, Laura, the team, and to the gentlemen on the left, my beautiful assistant, thanks also to Rooster Edwards and Hugh Miles, the